Hello. Happy podcast day, Falcon.
Thank you so much. So good to be here for another podcast day. It is a beloved holiday.
Yes, it is the weekly holiday, which would surely collapse any economic system if it was really like a day off for everyone.
Easily, yes.
Yeah, 1/7 of all the days in the year that you can't suddenly trade on. Woof, killer.
Truly. But
Mm-hmm.
there are some things more important than the economy, like podcasts.
It's true. It's true. They're definitely not intertwined.
Not at all. No, podcasts are entirely separate from the concept of an economy. It is that holy.
It's true. I've never seen a Zerg play a miner podcast, but I have seen them mine minerals and make drones. That's an economy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Ooh. It's been a slow week, I think.
I mean, except for the launch of maybe the biggest game of the year, sure.
Yeah, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But what else?
I mean, it's the middle of August. It's like this slow time for a lot of things. Like the Women's World Cup is going on. There was a college football conference that collapsed last week.
Uh-huh.
It's a rare, interesting thing.
Sure.
Some movies came out, I'm sure. I don't know what they are. Oh, no. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That movie came out.
It's not in Australian cinemas.
What? Why do they hate you?
I don't know. I was looking at the cinema near me, and it's not even listed as a movie that's playing it. It's not on. Not only is it not on what's showing today, it's it's not listed as a movie to be jump to the next opening day in the future. It's just not listed at all.
EMNT movie Australia release date. Oh, Google's like, that was in June 1991, Falcon. Don't you remember? Not that movie. Flix.com.au maybe has the answer. September 7th. That's when you get it. I don't understand.
But why?
It's digital. Movies are digital now. There are just weird regional licenses and agreements coming into play here.
I guess. I really don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't do certain countries pay the movie studio $1 billion for come to our country first?
I would assume so. Maybe.
Really?
Why not?
Because I know that England got Endgame 3 weeks before the U.S. did. And do you think that's because England was like, "Hey, Marvel, we'll pay you, $100 million if you release it here before you release it in America, so we have something over those Yanks." You know what I mean?
If I remember correctly, Marvel actually does a lot of filming in England, specifically London.
So it's just paying them back.
It wouldn't surprise me if there were release deals tied in with filming location rights and stuff like that. And so they're like,
yeah,
hey,
okay. So it's just
we'll shut down London Bridge for 3 days so you can get these shots. But what are you gonna do for us? And it's like, well, we could just give you money, or we could release the movie early there, or hold the premiere there, or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, which is honestly no skin off Marvel's nose. I don't think that hurts them all that much at all, if any.
Right.
That's interesting. But I don't get it. Again, it's just you have it and other countries don't. If everyone had it, you still have it. Congratulations.
Right, but you have it first.
Right.
They want to be able to say it's here first. They want to say it was out here before anywhere else, or it premiered here.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know that anybody remembers that except for me. Seriously, if you went to people and are like, "Hey, did you know that Endgame released in one country before anybody else?" They'd be like, America? No. Germany? Nope.
I mean, if you remembered, then I assume other people do. I don't
Well,
think that's a uniquely special thing.
I'm extra petty when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Maybe
I don't think
everyone
I'm
else is
normal.
extra prideful.
Maybe if we asked a British citizen, they'd be like, "Oh yes, that was quite a sterling day in England's history when we
Maybe.
were able to watch Endgame and the Americans weren't."
I mean, maybe like tens of thousands of people travel to England to watch the
Mm.
movie first.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know, just a
Sort
little
of
boost to the
tourism pump.
local economy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I mean, I guess they held like the red carpet event in England, so like all these celebrities were there and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all these reporters had to come and cover that and
Yeah.
hmm.
I would imagine it's it's probably not about people going to see the movie there, but rather like a prestige as London tries to position itself as a film town, right? Like if you can get Marvel doing shoots here and doing premieres here, and then that'll like there's like a prestige there that'll attract other filmmakers to do the same, you know? I imagine
Hmm.
that there's some cachet there that they're trying to vie for.
Probably. Has it
Hmm.
happened since? Endgame was like 4 years ago now.
I mean,
I don't
I
remember
don't.
hearing about it happening since, which is why I ask.
Well, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's like actually that stuff I'm not super tied into, so
Right.
it's all speculations from me.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, obviously it's happening because the Ninja Turtles movie doesn't show up in Australia for another month. So
Right.
it's going on some level.
Mm-hmm.
But as far
Yeah.
as like England getting it first before the rest of the world and America in particular, I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. Mysterious. Anyway, I've heard good things about the Ninja Turtles movie.
I've heard things about the Ninja Turtles movie, like it exists and it's a movie.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean, it's better than hearing nothing about it, I suppose.
I mean, I
Yeah.
heard literally nothing about it until someone said they went and saw it in the Discord.
Hmm.
So I didn't like, I literally didn't know it existed, and they said they liked it. So it's really entirely tied to that one, my opinion of that person's opinion,
Yes.
which
Yeah. But
is
sure. Not
means nothing to me then. Like,
what? You're not best friends with Pez? Come on. What do you
no,
hate
no,
him
no,
or
no, no, no,
something?
no, 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 no. I mean, at that point, it's just it's not super hard data, you know. It's entirely just word of mouth from one
Yeah.
person. Um,
But if it's
like
one person who you've agreed with on the past about movies you both liked, then that means more than in just random one piece of data,
no, it is
right?
just one random piece of data to me. Like,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I,
So there's nobody in your life that like you like the same things they do. And if they love something, then you're like, "Oh, okay, I'll probably like this." You're like, "No, fuck that. You like it. I don't care. Your opinion is just one random person off the street. If someone
no,
stopped me on the street and said, "Oh, the
no,
Ninja Turtles movie is good," I would ascribe that same amount of importance to their
no,
comment as yours.
no, because a person in my life and a random person are two different things.
Yeah.
Pez is a random person in my life. He's not a person in my life. and, and it's so situational because like if Pez was like, oh, I really like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and I was like, okay, because that's what happened, but because I've never heard of the movie until this point, like, what's it about? Who's in it? Is it animated? Is it live action? I have no freaking idea. Uh, I need some. I need to set up some expectations before whether or not this person's opinion becomes relevant. Like, I like the Transformers movies. They're dumb, right? If I said to you, "Hey, I liked the Transformers: Rise of the Beast," you probably know what that is to some extent and can gauge what my recommendation means. I have none of that for this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, that's just
No,
because you are not as plugged into the media environment as I am.
no,
Because you're
it's
right.
because
I do know what the Rise of Beast Transformers movie is. And just because you don't know what Ninja Turtles is doesn't mean they've failed. It means you have failed.
no, it's not. I failed. It's the movie doesn't come out here for another month, so there's no marketing here for it yet. It's not my fault.
I
Ugh.
mean, I don't know. I was seeing trailers for it at least 2, 3 months ago before it showed up here. It should be doing something in your country by this point.
Where did you see trailers?
Before I don't know, one of the movies I saw recently.
You
It
got to
wasn't
a movie
Oppenheimer.
early. You got to a movie early enough to see the trailers.
Yeah, because I went with other people and they're like, I want to see the trailers. And I was like, fine.
Okay. Um.
Yeah, it might have
Yeah.
been before Barbie they tossed it in.
Nope.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, Ninja
Is it
Turtle.
live
Yeah, go
action?
ahead.
Is it live
No,
action?
no, it
Okay,
is
it's animated.
animated.
Okay.
And they're like, it feels kind of mean to say they're trying to do Across the Spider-Verse animation style and not hitting it. But
Ah.
it kind of feels like they're trying to do Across the Spider-Verse animation style and not quite hitting it. But I mean, there's no real shame in that. The Spider-Verse movies, like, they murdered their animators to get it as good as it is.
I think there's some shame in trying to ape a particular style and not doing it right. I think there is some shame in that.
There's some shame. Some shame. Some shame.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah. So it's kind of that way. I don't know. Like my thing with the Ninja Turtles, it was my favorite thing on earth when I was 6. Like it was the greatest thing. I watched the show all the time. I got Ninja Turtles for my birthday and for Christmas. I really wanted a foot soldier so they'd have someone to fight, but like those didn't exist in the town I grew up in for some reason. Every toy store was like, we don't have those. And it's like, what? Who are we supposed to do this? Yeah. Like you can only buy turtles. And it's like, well, but they don't want to fight each other. Anyway, so I was super into Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and saw the movies when they came out, like the live action rubber suit ones.
Are you wearing
Back
your
in
Ninja Turtle shirt?
I am. I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah, I can tell because it's green. It's like I think the only green shirt you own.
Yes, probably.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anywho, but that being said, I am not just blindly loyal to any piece of Ninja Turtle stuff because I didn't see the Michael Bay films because it was Michael Bay. And he doesn't have any respect for any IP. He's just out there to blow stuff up and have huge action set pieces, which is fine. Do your thing, Michael Bay.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you don't do character, and he doesn't do character, and that was fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this one apparently is like they actually paid attention to the characters and like story and stuff. So I don't know. I'll probably go see it.
Okay.
That's the plan.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yes. Maybe I'll wait to see it until you see it on September 9th or whenever that is.
I'm sure I will endeavor to make an effort to consider seeing it.
Well, sounds good. Sounds fair.
You will have to remind me in September 9th because I suspect I will see precisely zero marketing about this movie.
Maybe what's the effect where you learn about something then it starts popping up everywhere? You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I understand the what you're saying.
It's the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So something you recently learned seems to appear everywhere, making it feel like it's more common than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Or making you feel like, oh, everyone's talking about this. When you probably saw conversations about it, but you didn't know what it was, so your brain just like skipped over it.
Right. Yeah, no.
Now that you know what it is, you can pattern match. Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see if you're going to start seeing Ninja Turtle marketing today. And from now on, it's like, it was out there. There's this huge billboard outside my house. How did I miss that?
I wonder if I go and watch another movie, if there'll be a preview for it now.
Oh, yeah.
Problem is, there's not a lot else to watch. I can go see an advanced screening of Dracula, Voyage of the Demeter.
The Demeter. That's kind of good. But like, for me, how good can your movie be if I know, hey, a ship is crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Oh no, Dracula is on board. Oh no, everyone died. Oh no, Dracula's in the New World. The end. It's like, well, okay, so I know what your movie is. I know what the story is. What are we doing here?
What if it's a plot twist that the ship gets to the New World like halfway through, and then it's Dracula in the New World for like half the movie, and like there's actual new story there.
You get off the ship way earlier than the audience expects.
Yeah.
I like this idea. Mm-hmm. They're like, it's the first 10 minutes of the movie is the Demeter, and then it sinks, and the rest of the time it's America.
Because I'm going to suggest that is maybe what they're going to do, because they literally say that when the Demeter finally arrives off the shores of England. Wait,
it's going the other way?
It's
going misunderstanding the ship?
It is going the other direction.
Dracula's not from the New World.
50 wooden crates from Carpathia.
Carpathia. Is that Greece?
I think so. Yeah. Let's do a quick Google search.
Yeah.
I don't care about the RMS Carpathia. No offense to people who served on the RMS Carpathia in 1901. I don't know. Oh, here we go. It's a fictional place,
Oh, okay.
but it
But like
is
across the whole ocean, or we're just kind of staying over in the European area?
uh, a fictional Balkan kingdom.
Oh.
Wait,
So
ruled by the
yes.
villainous ghost Vigo in the 1989 film Ghostbusters? That can't be related.
It's all connected.
Okay, so it's a fictional place in Ghostbusters, but there's also like Carpathian mountains in Europe, like
Yeah.
Central Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I,
it's coming,
s- I-
it's traveling from like Europe to London, and
okay.
in the description of the movie that they say when it finally arrives off the shore of England, it is a charred derelict wreck with no trace of the crew. So I think Dracula being on the land is probably where we're thinking this movie takes place. Which, okay,
Why would you call it a? Why would you name it the ship if the ship is like done at the early stages? They're trying to trick us. Is what they're doing.
uh, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess
Could
that's
be.
just my American centric vision. Like, obviously, if there's a ship, it's going across the Atlantic because America must be involved somehow. Nope. It turns out lots of ships just kind of stay over on the other hemisphere.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Reasonable. All right. I don't know. I don't know if I'll see that one. The Meg 2 is out. Giant sharks eating people.
Uh-huh. Apparently in this movie, Jason Statham free like dives down to like 15,000 feet. And it doesn't crush him to death
I
immediately.
mean, the movie is not interested in being taken seriously whatsoever.
Nope, nor should it.
No. Yeah,
uh
probably not. Probably better if it doesn't.
there is a Gran Turismo movie.
I've seen that trailer a bunch. There have been
Mhm.
commercials for that on like Hulu and stuff recently.
I saw that. Apparently the
Yeah.
movie's full title is Gran Turismo based on a true story. Like that
Holy
is the
crap.
full title of
Yeah, that's
the movie.
bad.
It's awful. Um
I just don't care. It's like, oh, neat. This kid played 18,000 hours of Gran Turismo and somehow actually sort of parlayed those skills into being a real Formula One
I
racer.
mean,
It's like, don't care.
it's not that he played it on the PlayStation. It's that he played it in a hyper realistic sim, right?
Yeah,
You know,
I
the kind
know.
of thing actual professional race drivers use to train when they can't get on the track. Like these things aren't. It's not crazy
Is it?
impossible to just. Yeah, it's like.
How does he have that much money? Really?
Mm, I don't know that they did like how they explain it in the movie or how it happened in the real story because this was a real thing that happened apparently. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
obviously,
it's
because it's in the title.
which movies don't have any like legal obligation to say it's based on a true story if it is, and if it is or isn't, they can still say it, right? Like you could have called it Dracula Voyage of the Demeter based on a true story. You can say that. You can put that in your film. There's no one stopping you. That doesn't make it true. um
Got David Harbour in it. I like Sheriff Hopper. He's fun. I
sure.
always like David Harbour, but that's the only reason I'd go see it. I don't think I'm going to.
No.
Haunted Mansion came out. Why this was released in July instead of, I don't know, Halloween time, I don't fully
Haunted.
understand.
What is Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion. It's a movie based on the Disneyland ride, Haunted Mansion.
Okay,
This
I've
is
never been.
Disney trying again to create a successful franchise off of one of their rides. The only time it's ever worked is Pirates of the Caribbean, and they've failed miserably like 8 times since, but they keep going at it.
That is another movie not available here.
What the heck? They hate the Australia right now.
Yeah.
I apologize on
If
behalf
this is a
of
Disney movie, let me
movies.
see if it's out on like Disney Plus for us though. They're just like, oh, we can skip the
Ooh,
cinemas and just directly deliver with our own app.
true.
Um, Search Haunted Mansion. Disney's The Haunted Mansion. There it came out in 2003, so Then there's the Muppets Haunted Mansion. That came out in 2021. So they've been doing the Haunted Mansion stuff for a little while, but not this movie. I can't get here, apparently.
Not even on the Disney Plus. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good apparently, so you're not missing out. But
Yeah.
Yo.
What about OMG Part 2? Do you want to go see that?
What the heck is OMG?
I don't know, but it's a Hindi movie. It's entirely in Hindi with English subtitles. We get a lot of Hindi movies, yeah.
Is it Bollywood?
Yeah.
They're dancing and stuff?
Almost certainly.
There's always dancing in these movies.
Let's see. Indian Hindi language satirical comedy drama. Okay.
See if the Wikipedia. Oh, there's music. There's definitely some original music in there. But I don't see anything necessarily about dancing. Although I'd bet like $100 there's dancing in this movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
Other Hindi movies I have available that I can go see. Gidar 2. Hold on, there's got to be more. There's a bunch in Korean, Serbian, Iranian, Nepalese, Bengali. Oh, here we are. Sana. That's in Hindi. Mag is in Kashmiri and Urdu. Opening night, Guhuma. Yep. Then there's a film festival, like an international film festival, on at the moment at my local theater.
Yeah, makes sense.
The Kechu Koj Kabakt in Persian.
Yes.
The Underbug, also in Hindi. What I'm saying is there's a ton of movies that aren't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I also won't go and see.
Correct. That makes sense. Yeah, a lot of options. Apparently, OMG 2 is coming to the US next week, so we're getting that one anyway.
Nice. I mean, I'd really need to have seen the first one.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of lore points you're going to miss out on if you don't see the first one and see the second one.
Yeah.
You're going to be like talking to the person next to you. Who's this guy? And they're like, oh my gosh. You didn't see OMG 1. Yeah, there's a horror movie, Talk to Me.
I don't think that's on here either.
You don't have Talk to Me?
No, I do. Yep.
It's an A24 film.
I don't know what that means.
Just a particular studio that does pretty well with horror.
Oh, okay.
They've got a reputation of doing it pretty well. Like smart and not just like people's heads get cut off for 2 hours. Ooh.
Right.
Yeah. All right, whatever. There's movies.
There's
the
movies.
End. We're done. We're done talking about movies that are out.
Went on for much longer than I expected it to.
Yeah, I was trying to find something that was good that I hadn't already seen, and it did not go well. So we lost. We gambled and we lost. Yeah. So we can talk about the most recent GSL Season 2 result.
I mean, Maru just won again, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just another Terran win in 2023. Nobody is surprised.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it's 2023. It's the year of the Terran. If you put any money on GSL Season 2 and didn't pick a Terran, you're stupid. Like every Premier tournament has gotten a Terran result. Almost.
Not every Premier tournament.
Cyril won one. Good job, Cyril.
Reyna just won Gamer 8.
Is that a Premier tournament?
Yeah. It had a $430,000 prize pool.
Fair.
Yeah. Wikipedia listed as a Premier tournament. I believe it was held in Saudi Arabia somewhere.
Oh, right. There was a big Brood War tournament there too.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia is really trying to branch out into all this different stuff. We talked about this on the pod. That's all this is. They're just like, oil's running out. We can't keep selling this to the world. Let's get into
everything.
Twitch competitors and
golf,
StarCraft 2 tournaments and golf. Yeah.
Right.
And probably racing too. I would be shocked if they weren't trying to get into racing as long as we're on that
Mm-hmm.
topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some interesting additional cash prizes in this tournament as well. There was the prize pool, right? Reina won, taking home $150,000, which I think that was more than like Cato this year. um I'm not 100%, but I think that's more than Cato.
I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say that you said that, and I was like, yeah, probably.
But they had 4 merit awards, each worth $10,000. So there was best game, best strategy, and best play, with best game going to both participants. Right?
Lame. Okay.
What do you mean lame?
Everyone gets a participation trophy. Woo!
It's not a participation trophy. It's recognizing who had the best games.
Fine. Whatever. Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was interesting that they're throwing around more money than they need to, because they could have just done nothing and been like, yeah, okay, here's who won. They get a bunch of money. But like, also, the person who had the best game gets money, or people who had the best strategy, something unique.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like it a lot. Was
why
one
were
of the
you
prizes
like,
7 Bitcoin?
No, because I think that would technically still be worth more than most of the entire tournament.
I know. They should have chosen some tiny little shit coin and 7 of those. That came out to like $100, and then we have memes in 10 years when that explodes for no reason, right? They should have done it. Everybody would have talked about it. Maybe they weren't aware of the meme history of the StarCraft 2.
Maybe that's not the one thing that the Saudis aren't going to get into is unregulated bitcoins. Unregulated shitcoins, I should say.
No, but just for the memes. Like, not for real. Just do it because we did it back in 2012, and it's funny now. Just to bring more funny into the world.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? They could have had their own coins for this. They could have been like, you get a bajillion Gamer 8 coins.
Mm-hmm. Should have done it. Opportunity lost.
Yep.
Anywho, okay, so it's not entirely the year of the Terran. Fair point. You have some good counter evidence here. I appreciate that.
Geo did come second.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Clem in third, and then Solar in fourth, which is interesting. But then like Mara and Beyond coming in next. So still a lot of Terrans in the top 6 or whatever.
Certainly, yes. That's the best results Cure's had since like 12 months ago when he won GSL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Good job,
coming
Cure.
In second to Reina.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even kidding. That's his best result. We looked at it, dude. He can't even make it to like round of 8s anymore. He wins a GSL and it's like, oh, I guess I'm done.
He came second in Code S this year.
Did he?
Yeah. Back in May, June.
Oh, okay. So not that long ago. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the super recent history for Cure, but the last time I checked, it'd been a while.
But other than that,
yeah.
Hold on. This is Cure. His results page, you know how it has the timeline?
Yeah.
The result. It says he came he just got to the round of 16 in Gamer 8, even though he came second. So this thing is broken.
Yeah.
And the GSL he won was in 2021.
So it wasn't even last year. It was 2 years ago. Oh, man. Yeah, time has no meaning. So, yep. Oh, wow. And you said that, and my brain's like, you knew that. Like, well, why didn't you tell me, brain? Very annoying. Very funny, though. All right, cool. What else? We want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3 and general impressions and stuff?
Sure, let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
So, you tell me your experience in the early access. How long, like, how much was there to experience? Did you play it and then like, okay, I guess it's over, and then not touch it for like years?
I did not finish what was available. Because I ran up to a point where I was like, hey, you can't go here in the earliest access. And so I kind of was like, I feel like I'm going to keep running into that. So I just kind of stopped and was like, I'll just wait for this to be released, basically.
Okay. So it kind of taught you just to not play anymore because you kept running into walls you couldn't get through.
I ran into a wall I couldn't get through.
Oh.
just the one.
Just
Right? There
the
could have
one,
been more.
just the one. Samacron's like, well, game over. Can't
Yeah.
go here. Not worth playing anymore.
I think also I moved and then just kind of didn't pick it back up, or like there was something going on, and sometimes games I lose interest and walk away for other reasons, or I'll take a break and I'll come back in a week and never do. It's probably a combination of all three.
Sure.
But I knew I was about to be hitting more points where it's like there's nothing to do now, or except for like play as a new character or something, which not incredibly keen to do a lot. Like Baldur's Gate 3 at the moment, I'm playing with you, I'm playing with my housemate, and I'm playing by myself, which means I've done like the opening Nautiloid ship 5 times, because I've done it a couple times to try and find like which class do I want to play, and I've settled on what I played in the early access, which was Warlock.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean that early point is way more railroady than I thought. It's like less open world than I was expecting, but I assume that's just later.
Well, the game's in acts, right? And so I assume this area is just Act 1, and then it's kind of open world, but there's not a lot of places to go without hitting all the same story beats, and it's really down to how you handle them. So, because you can get wildly different things. So,
yes,
just in like the opening hours, which is there is Liev, Level, or something like the Githyanki lady, who I think is a pain in the ass the entire time I had her in the early access.
Yeah.
So, I killed her on the Nautiloid ship, right? She's like, hey, go fight some imps with me. And I'm like, no, stab you in the back. I'm not putting up with this. And because I wanted to see how that changes things moving forward. And when you're on the Nautiloid, you get into a cutscene where the Mind Flayers like get to the command console. We need to like bounce the ship. He says that to the Githyanki lady. That cutscene just is skipped entirely if she's dead, right?
So there are no instructions given at all?
None.
You show up and the Mind Flayer's like,
He's like, I'm fighting this guy. Eventually, if you like walk close enough, like one of his like random lines is like, get to the console, leave this guy to me. And like, so, you can still work it out. But the more interesting thing is, if she's alive when you land, she just takes off and gets captured by those 2 tieflings and is in a cage, and you have to free her, and that's how she rejoins the party.
Yeah.
And so I was having the conversation with my housemate that she does not care about us. She just left us. And he's like, well, we don't know where she lands. And like, or if she could find us. If you kill her or she's dead on the Nautiloid, when you wake up, she's just a corpse like almost next to Shadowheart. She woke up next to all of us and just leaves if she's alive.
Probably.
Yeah. So
you changed the course of events earlier in that. So who knows?
Well, no.
But yeah, probably.
Well, right. No. What? I mean, it's probable that if she was alive when she lands where she lands when she was dead, right?
I guess her body's in a completely different place if you killed her in a different point in the ship.
But she's still like in the roster. Like when you kill her in the cage, she's just like dead and not on the roster anymore. But she's still like in the party, so the game like keeps you all together, I guess. So maybe
her body's like 4 rooms back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
Look, I just think it's evidence that this lady like deliberately just ditched us. Like knew we could help, knew we were in danger of turning into Mind Flayers, and just left us. Like I suppose that's better than just putting a knife in us. But she just doesn't care about us, or curing us from this Mind Flayer tadpole thing. She's really only out for herself.
Sure, but then if you get her out of the cage, she's like, let's hang out. Why does she do that? Why doesn't she just bail? You're not keeping her.
She's like, okay, you come with me. She's not, I'll come with you. She's
right, but then when
along.
I go the opposite direction for 37 hours, she's not like, what the hell? Come with me. She's like, whatever, I guess I'll hang out. You know?
I don't know. Do you have her in your party like regularly?
Yeah, she she just hit on my character.
Oh yeah.
She's like, when I first met you, I thought you sucked. And then your response can be like, I assume there's a butt coming.
Nah,
And
see,
then she's like, but now you're hot and awesome. Let's have sex. And you can be like, all right, cool. Or you can be like, nah. Yeah. Like she
what'd you
goes from, I was like, nah.
do?
I feel like sex with your people involves like stabbing each other in the throat a couple times. Like, I'm just not into that. Let's not go there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But also, like, I mean, yeah, she immediately goes from totally insulting you nonstop and treating you like garbage to be like, you're hot. And it's like, I don't,
Well,
that transition was a little fast.
I mean, here's the rub, right? Like, what kind of character are you playing? Are you playing someone who's good and just helping everyone? Are you out for yourself? Demanding money from people?
I'm
You're
really
murdering innocents?
working. I have wiped my party 4 times trying to save the Grove. So, pretty selfless, I would say.
Right. Okay. But what about the mind flayer tadpoles? Because I assume you've come across that you could find these on certain dead bodies
Yes.
once you kill them.
On True Souls. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been consuming them and using them? And
Yeah. And she's like, you're insane. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
And then she's like, let's bone. None of this makes any sense.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you're validating my opinion to get rid of her, but not in the way I intended. Right?
Yeah.
She actually doesn't make sense.
No, I hear you. Like, she's not my favorite character. I keep her at camp more often than not.
Have you found the other Githyanki's? Like the...
No, like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what happens if we go find them.
I definitely like walked up to them and they were like, "Sup, nice to meet you. Prepare to die." Right? I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then
I don't know what I expected.
they were like the same level as me. One of them was like level 6, so that's one above where I'm at. And then they like killed me in a single round. I was at full health and everything. They just Yep.
Did you find them without Lev?
Yeah, no, because she was dead on the Nautiloid. She's been dead the entire time.
Okay, so I am curious. I mean, yeah, it seems pretty obvious they would instantly murder you upon coming across them. Just like on random chance, it seems like. Because that's who they are. Because they're Klingons. Again, you don't have a frame of reference for this. But like, there is a spacefaring species in Star Trek that is exactly who these people are.
Right. No, I get it. They were literally killing all the people like on this bridge I was about to cross, and they just for like no reason. They were like, "We're here to guard the bridge," and they're like, "Fuck you, die."
Yeah.
And so
no. She says in a conversation with Shadowheart. Shadowheart's like, "How do you handle murder? How do you handle thievery in your culture?" And she's like, "Murder's great because it means someone weak died, and everybody else is stronger as a result." So there you go. So they just wander the land killing people, and if they win, they were weak, and everyone's better now.
That's not how that works.
It's not, but that's what they think. That's exactly how they think it works.
Well, good. I killed her, and now the land is better because of it, because she was weak.
Because she was weak, and she would agree with you. If you talked to her ghost, she'd be like, awesome. Way to go.
Oh, I can talk to her ghost. I have the necklace of raised dead. I can go back and find her body.
It's on the beach.
Yeah.
Do it. I will guarantee you she'll be like, that was awesome. Like, I was weak. You're stronger than I am. The world's a better place now. Way to go.
Excellent. Great.
And then with Shadowheart, she's like, but thievery, oh man, we'll punish thievery 1,000 times over. And it's like, okay.
I mean, Shadowheart,
skill in thieving is not appreciated.
God, speaking of skill in thieving, I'm playing a warlock, so I have a high charisma, and I've been like doing all the lockpicks myself, and I'm like, I've got Asterion in my party. He has like a +10 to this. Why am I not making him do it? I've got a +1, and I'm sitting here with guidance being like, come on.
12, give me a 12. Yeah, it's good times. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy how quickly I've been getting into trouble. Like, you can go into the goblin camp and get inside their inner sanctum where all the leaders are.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can talk to them and they're like, "What's up? Let's have a conversation." And one time
Mm-hmm.
I talked to a leader and she was like, "I can help you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she killed me and I was like, "Oh, should have seen that coming."
Did she make you drink a sleeping potion?
Yes.
Okay. See, I did that on my first playthrough, and I was a half elf who are immune to sleeping spells, and so
Right.
I just drank it and I was like, all right, now what? And she's like, oh, you bitch, and just started attacking me anyway.
Right.
Oh,
And then I talked to the drow leader lady. And somehow, like their military leader, this drow, there's the priestess, there's the
oh yes, Minithra or something her name is.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and talked to her and somehow ended up telling her where the grove was and that I was going to help her conquer it.
What?
And I was, no, but I was like, but I'm tricking her. She'll show up and I'll be like, yeah, we're going to open the gate. Come into this low ground and we'll bombard you with barrels of oil and set you on fire.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't work that way. I
Oh
went
no.
back to the grove and she showed up. She was like, all right, secret spy, open the gate. And I was like, go down there. And she's like, you tricked me. And she didn't do it. And I was like, crap. And then her forces overran us when we all died. And I was like,
Wow. Okay, that's very
yeah.
different.
I
did not
know. There are
explore
so
that.
many options.
Uh-huh.
You can totally do a full-scale assault on the grove. And I was disappointed because I thought there'd be more people involved in the defense. It's like you, the leader tiefling guy, and like 2 other dudes on the wall. And I'm like, but aren't there more adults in here? No? Okay. Yeah, we got our asses kicked. It was bad.
So I was like, because I played the early access version. I was like, I know where this druid dude is. I'm just going to go get him, right? I entirely forgot that if you don't go in and talk to the temporary leader of the grove, that chick, she murders a child, right?
No, she does not. I stopped her from doing it, but she sure wanted to.
Right, but I skipped that. I was like, I know where this guy is. I'm just gonna go get the druid. When you come back,
so if you don't intervene, she kills the kid.
Yeah. So I came back and the kid was dead, and then I went down to the beach where we fought the harpies. That kid was also dead. Like I skipped the time limits on that as well.
Oh no, that kid totally got lured in and murdered by harpies. I mean, where we left him, he was kind of entranced on the beach. I don't know if he was in a better place, but
he was bugged. He was bugged.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I let 2 kids die, and then I still got a ton of like thanks and rewards from technically I didn't let those kids die. I did from my perspective, but from the perspective of the people in the grove, I didn't.
They didn't know.
They still gave me like all these great rewards, and like there was rewards that was either new or I just didn't get in the early access, where you go down into like this hidden vault under the grove.
Oh.
And there was like a really sick spear that my warlock could use, and like, yeah, like I'm still finding new rewards and stuff in new locations in places I've been.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I've really been most impressed by in this game is just the sheer amount of stuff in here. And the different paths and different choices lead to different outcomes, and it branches so wildly. And I mean, that's what Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to be. It was supposed to be you tackle it in a way, and that has consequences that have consequences, and it spiderwebs out.
But it definitely didn't do that, Churm.
No, definitely not.
Corpro Churm.
Yeah, it took Baldur's Gate 3 to pull it off because, yeah, I mean, there are so many wildly different outcomes here.
Have you been to Auntie Ethel's house yet?
I was trying to find something else and accidentally wandered down by where she was. And she was arguing with these 2 dudes who were like, "Look, lady, just give us back our sister." And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Oh no, Samacron was right."
So, here's the thing: when I made that joke, I didn't know that was Auntie Ethel. That I was like, "Oh man, that lady sounds like a hag." I didn't know you could find her in the grove from the early access. I just didn't see that.
Oh, you were just like Yeah,
This
this
lady
lady
sounds
sounds
like
like
a.
she's a hag. Yeah.
And then I was thinking, I thought I've been to a hag. No, that was in Divinity. That was because the games play identically, right?
Mm.
So I thought that the hag I thought was in their other game. I totally forgot that was this game. So, you know, have you dealt with her yet?
No, because she's scary. And I was trying to do something else. I was like, I don't have time to fight a hag. I'll come back later.
Okay, you should definitely go and fight her. Her like boss fight is a bitch, and I hate it.
I believe it.
um,
She
but
teleports away. It's not a good sign as to her power level.
yeah, she's pretty powerful. She can
Yeah.
totally take out the worm though, or at least she offers to. Um,
Well, hag, liar.
yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of really interesting stuff that you can do. Did you find Volo in the Goblin Camp?
Who's that?
He was dancing in like, so when you go into the Goblin Camp, there's like a main area where there's like a trader and like an ogre, and there's like they've got him like up on a pedestal dancing and singing.
Yeah, yeah. And he's singing and he's doing well unless you like at all interact with him
Like
and then
with
he
him,
can't do it anymore.
and then he gets taken off to like a cage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Then I was like, well, too
did,
bad.
you
Get
didn't
good,
go.
man.
You didn't go free him.
Not yet.
Okay. Um, like, how much do I want to say? Because there are things you can do that are just they don't like. He can try when you free him. You can send him to your camp, and he can try to remove the thing himself. Right? Like he's like, I've done surgery. I can try and just like get in there behind your eye and pull it out.
Sounds dicey.
It does, because he ends up like driving an ice pick into your skull. Right? It's pretty gross. And, like you lose an eye.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. So there are things you definitely want to try and things you don't. Some which can end up with positive effects and some which can end up with negative effects. Like the ability to permanently alter your character isn't like defined by gear and levels, and I really like that. Like you should. I'm just saying it's like there's exploration in what you can do with characters and
Yeah.
the story, which have impacts beyond gear and level and relationship with other characters, right?
Right. Yeah, totally. Like in the Sanctum, if you kill all 3 of the big bosses in there, then the attack on the grove doesn't happen because the goblins are leaderless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the final dude is like huge and big and strong and terrifying and like knocks you across the room and down into caves and you have to like run back up and it sucks.
Uh-huh.
But if you free these 2 huge cave spiders they've got captured and do animal handling with them, they help you in the fight.
Really?
Like that's the kind of thing this game does. Like, oh, you went and talked to these huge spiders and got a good roll. Enjoy. This fight's easier now.
I think I cheesed that fight with the hobgoblin.
Okay.
So you know how where the spiders are. If you then go up, there's these 2 stairs that run parallel up. The one on the left is just like an open arch, but the one on the right is a locked door, and that takes you into where the hobgoblin is. I picked that lock, and I was just close enough for him and like 2 other people in that room to get aggroed and start the fight, but not everyone else in the room.
Oh, that's super useful. Yeah.
Yeah. So he like ran forward, dashed on his own, and then it was my turn. I was just like hold person, cloud of knives, and he just stood there standing in like an AoE spell for like 3 turns and died.
That's actually a question I have. So yeah, I've got the is it knives? I think it's knives. So that just keeps running?
It runs for 10 turns.
Okay. So it's not like is it taking spell slots or taking
No,
anything from you to keep it running?
You are concentrating on it. So
Yeah.
if you take damage, you'll automatically roll a save to keep it going.
Yeah.
And if you cast another concentration spell, it'll disappear.
Okay.
Then you can only concentrate on one spell at a time. Not 100%, but I think so.
Okay. Because, yeah, like I'll cast the knives thing and everybody dies and it's just like spinning over there. And I'm like, well,
I want to
get
go loot those
knocked into
bodies.
that. I don't want to. Yeah. Or like if I get knocked into it, that would be bad. We're just going to shut that down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the amount of detail put into this game and the different ways you can solve problems and the different random things that happen.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, like, I mean, I'm trying to remember the last time I played a game where you fight a boss and he knocks you into a pit, but it's not
Hmm.
a scripted thing,
Right.
right? It's not stage 2, you get knocked into a pit, here's the cutscene, now the fight's in a pit. It's
Uh,
just like you got smashed by a hammer, knocked backward, and oh, there was a pit there. Like it just
yeah.
happened that way.
And if
Yeah.
you're in that pit and you stay down there,
Yeah.
they have to run and try to get you, or they're gonna stand at the top and fling spells at you.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And you have to be like, boy, I sure hope there's stairs or like a rock it can jump on and maybe try to get out of this pit. Yeah, it
mhm.
sucks.
Or can cast the fly spell or something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's an easy way to get out of there as well. Actually, if you go into that pit, there's actually another cave like system that you can go to, and that takes
Right.
you up to where it's like the priestess guts like personal quarters or whatever. And her personal bodyguard like ogre is there, and I got stuck
Oh.
down there, and I'm like, I could run all the way around. I could. I'm just gonna like burn this potion of flying because it's faster to get back up. Ugh.
Yeah. 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 That's amazing.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I'm
Anyway.
really, really
Yeah.
enjoying Baldur's Gate 3, but I've never played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Do they play the same?
I played 2. Did I play 1? I might have played 1. But again, they're very similar in how they play. So
Okay.
yeah, it's turn-based party stuff, gear, make
Hmm.
rolls to do deception checks and saving throws and all. It's all D&D. It's all the same thing.
Is it base 20 system as well?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, Baldur's Gate 3 is just more about better graphics and just more choices, more consequences, more potential outcomes than in 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although sometimes it doesn't quite work. Like one time so the time that I told the drow where the town or the grove was and said I'd
Hmm.
help her, I
Hmm.
was like, crap, I need the druid's help. So I went and rescued the druid,
Yeah.
and I expected he'd help with the defense of the grove, but like, no, he did not. He did not show up.
Where was
And I
he?
feel like he should have. I don't know.
Because
Because the
when you free the druid, he's like, look, before I go back to the grove, I need to kill all the leaders. So was he like sticking around to try and kill
Hmm,
the priestess and the other hobgoblin? Like,
not that I saw
did he just
doing it.
disappear for you after the conversation?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
was just gone.
Because you free
And I
him
think
and
he,
talk to him, and
yeah,
he's
and I
like,
think
hey,
he
help me kill these
said,
people. But you
well,
can get him to stand there, or you can come and help you as like a pet in the party,
right.
as a
And that's what I
bear.
did the second time around. The second
Hmm.
time around, I got him in the party. We wiped out everybody. And it was fine. But the time that I rescued him and said, so they're already marching on the grove because I told them where it is. He's like, I gotta get back. I have to go back now and defend it. This sucks. It's not ideal, but that's what I need to do.
Did
So his
you?
his goal totally changed from killing the leaders because it was too late
Mhm.
to going
Did
back and defending the grove.
did you fast travel back to the grove?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's dead somewhere along the way. Like he gets to the blighted village and is just killed by
Yeah.
goblins or something.
Yeah, maybe that would suck.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
I went and looked for him all around the grove, and he's not down in the grove area. He's not hanging out anywhere else. There's this one stone door down there
Mm-hmm.
where you can be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, apparently all the druids are hanging out in this room sealed off by a stone door. And if you try to get in, they're like, "Go away." It's like, "You're probably gonna die. Leave us alone." And it's like, nice, thanks, guys." And I was like, "The archdruid's probably not in there. He might let me in." Maybe he was. Maybe he got back and he was like, "Well, everyone's screwed. I'm gonna go hide out.
Maybe.
We'll clean up the pieces later."
Because here's the thing, he gets pretty pissed at the other druid chick for killing the child. He's like, you killed a
Mm.
child, and she's like, I killed a thief. Like she was trying to
Mm-hmm.
take the totem, and he's like, what is a totem next to a life? One of nature's greatest bounties, you know. And so I
Right.
wonder if you like, hey, lady, come assault the grove. He's like, you brought death to the grove. That is, I like you sort it out. I'm not dealing with it. Like me and my people are going elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
That might be what his rationale there is.
Could be.
It's an option.
It is. But again, that's what's great about the game
Uh huh.
is that there's not the depth here that you can actually come up with explanations for what's going on and different theories. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's what makes it great. It's not the graphics, it's not the gameplay, it's not really necessarily the characters, although they're interesting and they're all like ultra broken in some way, which is an interesting choice. I'm like,
Yeah.
all of you, huh?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. They've all got narrative and plot hooks.
Yeah. But I mean, you can have plot hooks without just being like utterly broken as a human or whatever you happen to be.
Sure, but
That's all.
you know,
More
it is
interesting,
what.
I guess, if they're broken.
Yeah. Or it's more interesting if you have to constantly feed them your magical items. Fucking Gale.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Gail. Like we have the conversation and I'm like, okay, I'll try to help you out. And then it's time and he's like, give me what I need. And I'm like, dude, I understand you're jonesing right now, but show a little respect, you asshole. Like I'm going to help you out. You don't have to be mean about it.
The first time he was like, I need something, but fortunately you've got something. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Excellent. And he's like, I want the weapon in your hands. I'm like, no, I need that.
Did he really request that in particular?
Like, he wasn't specific about it, but it was the only
Oh.
magical item I had at the time.
Oh no.
So fortunately, you can just be like, look, dude, give me a little more time with the persuasion check. And he's like, all right, fine. But he's got like a minus to everything at that when he's jonesing.
He won't tell you what's going on, and I really just want to see what happens if he doesn't get it. Because, like, dude, explain.
Oh, I know I know what's going on with him.
I'm sure
Like,
you do.
yeah, you just gotta like, who's in your party? Like, you've got the Gith lady.
Sometimes.
Okay, so you swap it up a lot.
Yeah, Astarion sometimes. I generally roll with Shadowheart
Uh huh.
and Will.
Well, oh man. So you haven't found the demon lady that he's hunting, have you?
No, because the
Oh.
way he talked about her, I was like,
So
get some levels first.
sort of. Okay, so she's actually a character you can recruit.
Oh,
So it
okay.
really
But
doesn't matter
Will's
what
way into that.
Yeah. Oh, he does not like it, but you can like smooth it over between them, which
Oh, okay.
is really interesting because he's a warlock and his patron is like go kill her, right? So if you
Yeah.
don't, you piss off his patron. It's great.
Yeah.
Consequences.
Yep. It's all interconnected. Yeah, real consequences.
Yeah.
Something that Cyberpunk has no interest in.
Absolutely not.
They kind of have interest in.
Kind of here and there, but not like
Yeah.
meaningful consequences.
Yes.
All right. Should we wrap this up and just go play Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
All right, nice. So thanks everyone for hanging out for another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour, a movie, StarCraft, and Baldur's Gate heavy edition. Very fun stuff. You can catch us here every Monday evening in the US or like Tuesday afternoonish if you happen to be in Australia or that part of the world, that hemisphere, that longitude. Is it longitude?
I don't know.
I don't either. I think it's longitude. At twitch.tv/Somicron to watch it live. And also the VODs get posted to youtube.com/@Somicron. You can support the podcast directly at falconpaladin.store and at patreon.com/Somicron. So thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you guys next time. And until then, thanks for watching or listening or both. And you take care of yourself.